Wrexham, a small town with a big history, at the heart of which is its lager. In 2011, Mark Roberts and his team of family and friends began brewing Wrexham Lager beer. But the story doesn't start there.
Wrexham's always had a reputation for beer making, and it is that reputation for producing good quality beer that attracted the investors and the brewers to establish Wrexham Lager Brewery. The brewery was actually established by a group of German immigrants who were based in Manchester, who obviously realised there was an opportunity in Wrexham to produce a lager in this country.
They didn't have the same temperatures as they have in Germany for the cold weather to cool the beer, so they were in a bit of trouble. So they met a man called Robert Gries, who had the first refrigeration in the UK, and from that he put refrigeration into the brewery, and then it started to become successful. It was also famous for the Battle of General Gordon, the cartoon. There's a famous letter in the museum explaining all about it.
Which is a letter that was found after the British force, the relieving force arrived, found that the Mahdi army had seized the city, but they found a label of a Wrexham Lager bottle, which was proof that Wrexham Lager got to all parts of the world, even some of the hottest spots. In 1904, Robert Gries had travelled across the Atlantic on one of the White Star liners, the SS Baltic, and while on that journey he converted the company to stock Wrexham Lager, and that opened up a new market for the company as well. And it's from that initial trip in 1904 that we think that Wrexham Lager was on sale on the Titanic.
It was on the White Star Line until its demise in the 20s. And then lager beer started to get more popular in the UK. It was also famous for being around the world, one of the first exports. So it was sent to Australia, Africa, all around the world. And from that history, we've had a lot of contacts and found some amazing facts out.
In 1980, they actually sort of re-established the Wrexham Lager brand and produced a new logo, and of course that was in time for the centenary celebrations in 1982, when they produced a whole new range of Wrexham lagers and won some international awards as well.
Well, we won a lot of awards in those days. We won the prize for the best lager in the country, and we got various other brewing awards for different lagers that we brewed at Wrexham. And the lager that used to be very popular in this area was the dark lager, and that had been gone before I joined the brewery. We dug out as much as we could about it and reinvented it for the centenary, and that was a really good beer, so I was quite proud of that.
In the 1990s, Carlsberg Tetley took over the brewery, and it was all part of, like a lot of businesses at the time, they were rationalising production, centralising production, and Wrexham Lager Brewery unfortunately did not fit into their plans, and in 2000 they mothballed it and production ceased.
To most people, Wrexham meant two things. It meant the football club and it meant the lager. And when the lager went, it was a heck of a loss to the town.
Martin Jones, who was the MP for St Clwyd South, he purchased the rights to the name of Wrexham Lager.
I worked for Wrexham Lager before I became an MP. I'm a microbiologist by profession. And while I was an MP, Carlsberg closed Wrexham Lager. And they did agree to sell me the brand for £1 on the grounds that I was going to try and get Wrexham Lager started.
And he kept those, sort of, in a sense, he kept those rights and just waited for somebody to come along, somebody either sensible enough or mad enough, depending on how you think about it, and decide to re-establish the brewery.
And then Mark Roberts, I met him at a camera event, and I said he was looking for someone to invest in brewing, and he thought it was a good idea. So forget so-called real ale, bring back Wrexham Lager, and you won't look back.
Almost out of nowhere, I think, probably in the minds of most of the public, but maybe not for those in the know, the Roberts family, who are a local business, decided that they wanted to start brewing Wrexham Lager and believed that there was a business opportunity there if you made the right investment and produced the right kind of product.
Locally, it's myself and my two brothers and sister who have decided to bring it back, and hopefully we can increase production and keep up with demand.
They obviously did their research, they sourced equipment in Germany, the kind of equipment that could ensure that they could produce proper product, a product that people would want to buy, something that was nice to drink.
We looked around the UK for a company to produce lager brewery. They could produce ale breweries but not lager brewery to our specification. We looked at Chinese equipment, we went around the world even looking at different manufacturers, and eventually it came down to the fact that Ian the brewer wanted the best equipment to brew that beer on, and so we ended up going to Germany, home of brewing, and we went with one of the finest companies in Germany, Kasper Schultz, who made the brewery. They're known as the Rolls-Royce of brewery manufacturers.
I just can't get over when you look at this place. It's a relatively small brewery, but the state-of-the-art nature of it is absolutely superb, and I think they've done as good a job as I could imagine, better job than I could imagine anybody doing, putting a new small Wrexham Lager brewery in.
They did their research, they obviously contacted former members of staff that used to work in the brewery. Many of them got involved in the new business.
One of the most important parts, I think, of this brewery is that we have some of the older brewers that used to be in the old Wrexham Lager, and they wear the old taste panel that used to be in the old Wrexham Lager, I would say, in the mid-70s, early 80s. And from day one, they've come in and done a proper professional tasting on our beers, and they do so every 3 to 4 months.
One of the reasons why you have to have a taste panel is because of the variability. There's science involved, but it's more of an art.
Between them, they have about 300 years worth of experience, and I think it's invaluable to the company.
They can brew really good lager here, and they do.
We're looking to expand now. We're talking with the Welsh Government, and we've had permission to put another 36 10,000 litre tanks on the site to increase production and hopefully be able to export it as well. We'd like to do the original dark lager as well, but that then comes down to production and availability of tank space. Further down the line, we would do an original dark lager, which would be around 5.5%, which is quite strong, but if you want to go back to originality, that's what we would do. Since we started from day one, unbeknown to me at the time, Glasgow University has quite a big influx of German students. The Germans have particularly taken to Wrexham Lager. We get a lot of German students coming to the brewery, asking us about the brewery, buying our products. Some of them have actually been in the cars when they finish the courses, and they've loaded up with crates of bottles of Wrexham Lager to take back to Germany, which is what I call Coles to Newcastle. But yeah, it's great for us, and it gets our name out there, and people who've never known or heard about us are beginning to find out about us.
We went to the pub which was close to our place where we lived, and we really enjoyed the Wrexham Lager beer, and we thought we still think it's the best beer you can get around here.
We tried, and we tried a lot of ale, a lot of lager, but it's the best beer I tried.
We always felt we were part of Wrexham.
Wrexham community have been absolutely fantastic. They've supported us from day one. They've spread the word. North Wales has been fantastic. To be honest with you, wherever we put it, it's been an absolute revelation, and the people have supported us and pushed us further afield as well.
It was lovely. Everybody loves it. They're promoting it. It's lovely. It's light. It's got clarity. And, for me, it stands against anything in the world when you look at the world lagers.
It is consistently good. So I'm quite proud to be associated with them in any way at all.
And as soon as I had that first sip, I was transported straight over to Bohemia, Moravia, and that part of Europe where the Gressers heralded from back in the 1880s.
Go to Wrexham Lager because the guys are really, really friendly, and I think the best argument is the taste. Just try it by yourself and you will understand what I'm talking about.
So it's really good that Wrexham has been able to start again. And touch wood, it's going really, really well.
The phoenix has risen from the ashes. Wrexham Lager is back, and its future is brighter than ever. Long may it continue.
Wrexham Lager Beer.